Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is youth violence and homicide. And we're fortunate to have with us to talk about youth violence and homicides the executive director of a program called Galaxy Drug Program, Miss MHorn. And of course, with Miss MHorn is the outreach coordinator for the Galaxy Drug Prevention Program, Miss CGreenlee, and of course Miss Horn and Miss CGreenlee. Let me welcome both of you to the show this morning.
Thank you.
And to tell you how delighted we are to have another opportunity, Miss Horn and Miss CGreenlee, to talk about some of the tragic problems that we have in this community, and not only in this community, all across the nation, dealing with youth violence and homicide. And I think that the two of you have a program this morning, Miss Horn, as the executive director of the Galaxy Star Drug Program. Both of you have a program and some kind of information in reference to how we might be able to do a solution for some of these problems. Let's start with you, Miss Horn, and later with you, Miss CGreenlee, to have both of you give us some information about your background and some of the things that were important in eventually getting you involved in this particular program, these particular programs.
Okay. Well, my name is MHorn. First, giving honor to God. I'm glad to be here on the show. Galaxy Star Drug Awareness is a program where we house people to come in, adults or where it's teenagers starting from the age of 18 and up, and it's a 21 to 60-day program. It's a place where homeless people don't have a place to go to, but they can come here and get nourishment and get love at this facility. My background, okay, I have a high school education, I have a college degree, and what got me started into this program, I once myself was a drug user. And I love, by living in this halfway house, I decided that I wanted to help women and just people in general. So I decided to open up a halfway house on my own. And at that moment, I met a gentleman that wanted the same thing that I wanted. And he's not here today. But that what got me off into doing the program.
And so out of that came your commitment to Galaxy Star Drug Prevention Program.
Yes.
And of course, Ms. CGreenlee, let's look at your involvement and how you became involved in such a program.
Well, again, good afternoon. Give all glory to God. You know, coming from my background for as, well, I say middle class, brought up in churches and had great grandparents, great parents, and just decided to, you know, I think my household became a little too boring, and the other side of the street was a lot more activity. So I decided to be nosy and wanted to find out what was going on across the street. And once I went across the street, that's when my left turn became my trouble in life. And going down that road and experiencing a lot of things that I'm seeing today caused me a whole great deal of getting involved in the Galaxy Star Drug Awareness Program.
And so from your own personal experiences, you've been there.
Been there, done that. So, everything that's going on, including murder. I've not actually murdered anyone, but I've been so close to it. So that's why it's so personal for me. Everything from the drugs, the street life, the wildlife, the fast money, all of the above.
You know, Ms. Horn, that's what we want to try to do today. We want to give our audience as much information as the two of you care to give us in reference to some of the problems. Now, we all read the statistical information about homicides have increased, et cetera, in Nashville, and it's all across the nation. But I think the two of you can put some more personal kinds of things in reference to that. Let's talk about it from that perspective, Ms. Horn.
Well, as far as like crimes that's going on in the area, most of the people are getting on drugs and alcohol, and that's causing them to commit crimes. You know, I remember a time when I was out there myself using. I was in a car driving, and I wanted to go buy some stuff, and I didn't know that the people in the car with me was killers. So I ended up driving to one place, and then they brought me back, and I thought everything was okay, and I'm like, well, what's going on with these people? So I told the guy, I said, you know what? I said, you never know who you're dealing with. And he said, yes, and had a knife at my neck. And I said, that's how drugs would just take us out there. I mean, just take us far beyond ourselves. But by the grace of God,
Good.
I got out of that deal. And that's why I say now young people out here, they thinking that going to schools, smelling these inhalers, all that stuff is not good for you. All these different pills they are taking in school, you know, we need to get a wrap on our kids, we really do. And it's a shame that we have to sit around. We cannot sit outside. Just today, I drove up at a store. I got a little scared because a car pulled up behind me, and I mean, it don't make sense to be that way. So that's why come Galaxy Star, we're trying to get you to be aware of these things that's happening in our neighborhood.
Okay, and of course, what we'll do, we'll allow the two of you to continue that after we take our first commercial break.
Yes.
And this is the kind of information that we want the two of you to give us in reference to what is going on in the community today. Of course, we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. The topic